let live, and everything would be okay. But I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if we were conditioned to think like that, so that we wouldn't.
I believe that 100%.
So that we wouldn't see what was, so we wouldn't see the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, Yeah,
because once you see the Wizard of Oz, then you want to stop it.
Yeah, because you're like, wait a minute, I'm enjoying my Nike shoes, but there's some 8-year-old child working in a sweatshop in order so that I can, shit like that.
Right.
Or even worse, I mean, that there's so much shit that could be going on. Like, I just got my whatever transplant, but little did I know that somebody got kidnapped and they harvest his organs. And not that would happen in this world, because, I mean, obviously, no, that only happens in the movies. But yeah, there's a lot of shit. I mean, a lot of the when we think human trafficking, we automatically think prostitution. We think I don't know, probably people bringing others illegally in the country. But have you ever thought of all those people that go missing? And I mean, there's rich motherfuckers that would pay high dollar for certain organs.
Oh yeah, that's a huge thing. That's huge.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I don't know. I'm almost wondering if we're going to get to the point where, if you're a healthy adult, and let's say you have 2 of one organs, you could sell one.
I think it's been done already. People do that with their kidneys all the fucking time. Well, no, a lot of the time. A lot of the times
they sell them.
Well, no, a lot of the times they donate them to loved ones because maybe they're compatible, same genetic, But, But I don't know. I think it could get to that point. It's horrible.
I think we're pretty close.
I think we've been there. It's just one of the many things that are hidden that we don't want to see. That nope, I don't want to see that. I'm too busy watching my MTV Raps or MTV Cribs, or I don't want to know about the ugliness. And I
think that's one of the things with all this pedophilia shit going on in the world right now, and all the people about to hopefully get in some serious fucking trouble over it. I don't think the world really wants to see it. I don't think the world really wants to acknowledge the fact that this shit is going on. I
don't think human beings want to acknowledge that we're capable of such fucked upness. I mean,
because that one heifer got arrested.
Yeah, the one that was recruiting.
Right.
Yeah,
I've been waiting. Man, what would you give to be in a fucking jail cell with that heifer?
No.
Fucking dismantle that bitch.
Like I said, you know what? I've come to a conclusion here that karma is a bitch. And helping karma might feel satisfying at one point in time. But you have to remember, karma is a bitch. So even though you help,
yeah, I know.
Even though you helped karma, then here she comes around like, well, you helped me, but I'm a bitch, so fuck you.
Right.
So
bang.
So I'm just saying, let karma handle those people, and it looks like karma's doing the rounds.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope she doesn't suicide herself. Get suicided before.
Well, everybody that kept saying, well, dude, whatever, Epstein didn't hang himself. I mean, look at the people that he was associated with, including the occupant of the Oval Office. So once I realized that occupant of the Oval Office was his friend too, yeah, he didn't hang himself.
Listen, that motherfucker was friends with everybody powerful. Any one of them could have offed him.
Sure.
Listen, what if he's not fucking dead? What if they just fucking faked his death? Because if you're friends with that kind of powerful people, they can disappear you.
That's another thing. I mean, we could start a whole conspiracy theory here that maybe he is not dead.
Like, listen, you better get me fucking out of this jail cell. You know what I have. You don't want that to go public.
Yeah, and or
you know what I mean?
Or he did get killed.
Right. I think he got killed. Honestly, I think he just knows too much. I mean, there was a rumor that there was a painting of Bill Clinton in a blue dress in his estate.
I'm just saying.
And then all these fucking emails coming out about Hillary Clinton and fucking worshiping Satan and sacrificing children.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's the Clintons, and we all like to. But I personally think the current occupant is just as guilty.
Oh, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying right now the emails that the research I've been doing is on the emails and how she has to go in front of court and all this. Listen, that man and the orange bad Cheeto man's been doing a lot of fucked up shit here lately too.
He's been doing a lot of fucked up shit since before he was president. I mean, like I said, I think we were talking about that the other day at work, and I think the first time that his name, made registered in my brain, I was a young kid, and he was on the news for beating up his wife. Okay, then that goes back to the 80s.
Yeah.
And if you grew up in an abusive home or something like that, where you saw shit like that happen, anybody that touches another, puts hands on a woman,
right,
you automatically it's not a good person.
Right. I don't know. I think they're all fucking horrible people.
Well, the problem is that too much power corrupts.
Absolutely.
Power corrupts. I mean, when you get that level of power and you think that other people's lives don't matter, only what you want, and it's okay if people die, fuck that, as long as I get what I want. I mean, yeah, you become, I don't know. I can't even speak it. It's just one of those.
I wonder if a lot of these politicians fucking get to that point just so that they'll win. You know what I mean? Like, they're so focused on winning their election that they don't realize where they end up after they win.
Well, they say power is addictive, right? It's like once you have it, it's like you can't let go of it. You gotta have it, and you'll do whatever it takes to hold on to it.
I do think there's some good politicians in office. I do. I think there's some people that are there for good reason.
I agree with you 100% on that. Just like we talk about cops, just like there's the bad ones, I believe there's the good ones out there trying to make a difference.
Right.
But right now, try to tell that to people. Right now, cops are, they're just smeared because of the actions of the ones that are out there doing stupid shit.
Yeah, I was watching a video of a police officer, and he was sitting in his squad car, and he was saying how they just got done with their morning briefing, and they said, okay, well, there's going to be a protest, and they have requested police be there to make sure everything stays safe and peaceful.
Yeah.
And it was a defund the police protest.
Yeah, I saw that too, which I don't think this defund the police, what they mean is not completely shut down police departments. It just means take away.
I think some of them do.
Well, some of them do, but what I'm talking about, they mean, when they talk about defunding the police, they're talking about diverting some of those funds that would have gone to buy military geared vehicles and shit like that and put them to work somewhere else in the community.
Well,
I mean, a lot of the times we always say prevention is the best. We want to solve something. We need to start preventing this shit. So, but
I think the number one problem is that the police get called for fucking everything.
Yeah,
fucking everything.
Yeah, and maybe that needs to change. Maybe there needs to be.
It has to change. It has to.
Like for
you want to change it. Yeah. I mean, if there's a domestic violence, police should not be called. It should be mental health. It should be socialists. Social workers. It should be, maybe one police officer there in case it is actually violent. But, you know what I mean? If there's a suicide or somebody wants to commit suicide, a police officer should not be there. It should be. It should be mental health.
When they talk about, that's where those funds that they're talking about defunding. We're not talking about shutting down police departments. That's where those funds should be.
I don't think the funds should be defunded. In fact, I think it should be doubled and tripled. Because I think what needs to happen,
but not for police departments.
You need to have different branches of the police department formed.
Yeah, what I'm saying is either that or different branches that work with the police. Right. You know, and obviously once you have that, you need to have somebody to. You need checks and balances. So
I'm a big follower and believer in the fact of having when there's a complaint against a police officer, he should go in front. It should be investigated, and then he should go in front of a board and talk about it. Not an accusation board, but more of just, hey, officer, can you explain what happened? But that board needs to be made up of police and community members.
Yeah.
It needs to be made up of both, and right now it's not. Excuse me. Right now it's not.
I'm not saying putting them on trial, but it should also be made up of community members from the community they police. People that understand.
That's what I'm saying. It should be. I almost think it should be more like a jury duty kind of thing.
Kind of like, okay, you know this cop, and because a lot of them build up a good rapport with their communities, and some understand that, okay, if that police officer pulled his gun and pulled the trigger, they can say there was a reason for it, or vice versa. I mean, and like I said, we could get into this, and there's
been some studies have done that, and some townships have done this, in which when you become a police officer for the first 6 months, 8 months, however long, you don't have a weapon. Your sole purpose is to go out into the community and get to know the community. The term I know you know all too well, but community policing.
Sadly, I don't know how I'd feel about that right now. Because now, because of the bad ones, people just see a uniform and they might be like, well, before he becomes bad, let's take him out. Once they give him his gun,
we're in a bad place right now.
We are in a really fucked up place. I mean, because like I said, it's not all police are bad, but then again, you got those people in there that are doing their shit because, like everything, power corrupts. Some people, and sometimes, I don't know, it's like I said, it's outside forces that infiltrate police departments because we've seen it in the mobster movies, and it's in real life where mobsters had police departments in their payroll.
Right.
And basically they have a different boss that they answer to, and the community means absolutely whatever, dick. All right, man. So what else we got going on?
Well, something kind of cool I was gonna bring up.
Yeah, something to detox from.
All this negativity. I need a little bit of positivity.
Me too.
Some MIT students, I don't even know where, but some MIT students have created this device. And in this device, it looks like a stand with 4 light bulbs on it.
Okay.
And it is rumored to be able to kill all viruses within a warehouse within a matter of 4 hours. You turn it on, and it's kind of like, I guess it like kills everything in the air. So like you go in there and you plug it in, you turn it on, and you leave the warehouse for 4 or 5 hours. When you come back, the warehouse is sterilized.
Wow. Now that's considering the type of world and environment we're living. That's a little bit of good news. I mean,
yeah, that was pretty good news. Another piece of good news is they have figured out an algorithm to prevent AI from making bad decisions, or what we consider immoral. Basically, they say that with
back up. We can't have that. Can you imagine? You go to the sex robots brothel, AI, artificial intelligence, and she tells you that, no, you can't do the hibbity-dibbities because it's immoral. It's wrong.
Well, we already had kind of talked about that, because there's that one algorithm they wanted to put in to where if they got the patron got a little rough, or if the
abusive
did something that the robot didn't want to, it'd shut down.
Ooh. Well, yeah. But now, can you imagine just getting... I mean, it's bad enough. You get shut down by biological females, and then you go to the brothel, pay your money, and then you get shut down by
Right.
by the robot.